Okay, this question says a teacher is writing a code segment that will use variables to represent a student's name and whether or not the student is currently absent. Which of the following variables are most appropriate for the code segment? Okay, now take a look at what it says. It says we're going to use variables to represent the student's name. The student's name is going to be some number of characters long, right? Like for example, um, you know, Brittany, or maybe it's Peter, right? But normally names are more than one character long, which means that we would need to store this as a string. Also, we need to store whether or not, so notice that that's two states, right? True or false, that the student is currently absent. So this would be a Boolean value. So the variable name must be a string, okay? It would not make sense to name the variable just S because that's not as descriptive as student name. And also the Boolean variable for the absent, again, it would not make much sense to just name it A since that is not as descriptive as is absent. When we're looking at the answer choices, we always want to read all of the answer choices and pick the answer that matches and is the best answer out of all of the answers. So be careful because sometimes there are two answers that could be plausible, but there's one answer that is more correct than another answer. So the answer here is C.